皆さんこんばんは。そして午後日本語へようこそ。今日のテーマはテフォンです。One of the most important Japanese grammars you could ever learn, really. Um, anyway, about the photo, we have tatami mats. Well, don't focus on the cooking in the middle, just the tatami mats on the outside. These are traditionally the way that people use to count their rooms in Japan, traditional Japanese mats. So you can count each room as ichijo, nijo, sanjo, like this. Kind of like square meters in Australia. So by the end of this video, you're going to know why we use te form in Japanese, be able to identify group 1, group 2, and irregular verbs, and be able to write group 1, group 2, and irregular verbs in te form. So te form to wa nan deshou? It is a verb form that can be used for the following things: joining sentences together. In English, we use and or a comma for this. Present participle, which is ing, so doing as opposed to do, and giving instructions. This can either be polite or not so polite, depending on your mood. And te form is also used in some advanced grammar, and if you know how it works, you can create past plain form verbs very easily. So group 1 verbs, these are the hardest. They have 2 or more hiragana in front of the mas, and the hiragana directly in front of the mas makes an I sound. So, for example, tachimasu, yomimasu, iimasu, hashirimasu. And how do you change them to te form? Well, you drop the mas and the hiragana in front of the mas and replace it with a te or a de according to the following table. It's a little bit confusing, so copy it down. If the hiragana before the mas is an I, chi, or ri, you drop all of it and add a small tsu plus a te. So haraimasu becomes harate. Mini bi, if that's before the mas, you drop all of it and you add a nde. If it's a ki in front of the mas, then you drop all of it and add an ite. If it's a gi in front of the mas, then you drop the gi and the mas and you add ide. So have a look at the examples, but we're going to go through some. So hashirimasu, there's an ri in front of the mas. So what we're going to do is get rid of the ri and the mas. And once we do that, so we're going to get rid of it. Can you remember what we replace it with? So hashi, small tsu, and a te. And now we're ready. That's te form. Nomimasu. We get rid of the mi and the mas. We leave the no there. And we add nde, nonde. And that's in te form now. Ki is in front of the mas, so we get rid of all of it, the ki and the mas. So it becomes ki ite, ki ite, and I'm sure you hear your sensei say this all the time, ki ite kudasai. And the last one, isogimasu, take off the gi and the mas and you replace it with iso I de. You keep the ten there. Group 2 verbs are a bit more straightforward. They have one hiragana in front of the mas. For example, we have imasu, kimasu, and mimasu. Verbs that have 2 or more hiragana in front of the mas, and the hiragana directly in front of the mas makes an et sound. For example, tabimasu, kangaimasu, wasuremasu. And verbs that seem to be group 1 but are exceptions, so you have to learn them. Sorry. Dekimasu, orimasu to get off, and okimasu to wake up. How do you work? How does it work to make it into te form? Pretty easy. Take off the mas and add te. Tabimasu, tabete. Imasu, ite. And kangaimasu, kangaete. I'll show you some examples on how this works, but it's super easy. Mimasu, one hiragana in front of the mas, so you take off the mas. See you later. Sayonara, mata ashita. And replace it with a te. Kangae-emasu, there's an air sound in front of the mas. Remember, arrivederci to that mas. Kangae-te. Orimasu. This looks like group 1, but in fact it's not. It's group 2. Take off the mas and add te. Orite. To get off the train. Look, I'll show you why. So orite, orimasu is also a group 1 verb. Take off the rimasu and replace it with a small tsu and te. Otte. So if I said densha o otte, it means I folded the train in half or something. That's crazy, man. So irregular verbs, just remember these, they're really strange. Shimasu goes to shite, kimasu goes to kite, and ikimasu goes to itte. So ikimasu actually looks like it is in group 1, but it's not. So you have to remember this one. So I'll show you, if you didn't know that there was an exception, you do this. Take off the kimasu and replace it with a ite. But that's wrong. It's not ide. That's wrong, okay? Don't do it. Remember, it's an exception, and I'm sure you know this by now. Ikimasu becomes itte with a small tsu. Itte. And that's right. So just remember it. じゃあやってみよう. Write the following sentences into Japanese. Follow the steps. Is the verb a group 1, group 2, or group regular, irregular? And what is the hiragana in front of the mas? So please sit down. Go to Japan. They're just different in formalities. Today I will watch a movie and eat pizza. Remember, and. Yesterday I played soccer and drank tea as opposed to drink tea. So in fact, tier form, the end of the sentence determines the tense. So I am studying Japanese, again present participle. I am watching GoGo Nihongo and having fun, of course. So we have this and we also have ing, present participle. After watching the movie, I will sleep. This is not present participle. In fact, this is a different way you can use te form. This is te kara. So the first verb, te kara. Second verb, present participle in Japanese, you need to do te imasu. Just be careful. I should have done that before. I'm very sorry. And the last one, we're going to have a look at number 8. The teacher drinks water, teaches science, and eats gyudon. Remember, te form can be the comma, but it can also be and. So pause now before we check the answers out. How do you go? These are the answers. 1. 座ってください. 日本に行って. Difference in formalities. てください. Please do something as opposed to just do it. Go to Japan. 今日映画を見てピザを食べます. This is the present tense. 昨日サッカーをしてお茶を飲みました. The end determines the tense. 飲みました past tense. Drank. 私は日本語を勉強しています. ing, present participle. 午後日本語を見て楽しんでいます. Again, present participle. 映画を見てから寝ます. After watching. And last one. 先生は水を飲んで、科学を教えて、牛丼を食べます. And that's it. どうでしたか? 楽しかった? よし. You can also ask a question. 何をしていますか? This is like, what are you doing? Definitely you can use this with your friends. So ing. Definitely you're going to get asked it. And I want you to have a look at this picture and decide in te form what you're doing. And really some advice for you. Don't use more than the 3 te forms in one sentence. Otherwise it gets a little bit too much. You get a little bit lost. So with that in mind, just make sure you limit it to a maximum maybe 3 te forms. And that's it. Have a go at talking about what you're doing in maybe Akihabara. 頑張ってくださいね。そして見てくれてどうもありがとうございました。これはGoGo日本語のte formのビデオでした。どうもありがとうございました。